Concierge Q's You Are Here coverage of the 2015 Dent Conference is sponsored by Stephanie Sellers. Our passion is your passion. Starting, growing, and managing your collection. Catherine Stephanie, a rare and collectible wine specialist. Hi everyone, I'm Lynn Pattnosh, the publisher of Concierge Q, where travel meets entertainment. And you are here at the 2015 Dent Conference in beautiful Sun Valley. And we are here, yay, with Robert Scoble, who's the Startup Liaison Officer for Rackspace, as well as on the advisory board for Dent.
Yeah.
Welcome. Thanks for being here.
It's a great conference, a little 200-person conference. Yep. And there's a lot of conferences like that. You know, it's a small little conference for bankers or plumbers or whatnot. And Sun Valley is a great place to come. And, you know, it's one of the few places in the world where it's not a lot of commercial activity around, and it's just a chill place to hang out and have some lunch and meet with your friends and business associates, stuff like that.
So we're back on the third year.
Yeah.
What do you see that's happening that's just a little bit different this year?
I don't, you know, it's a little bit bigger, not too much. So
I noticed that as well.
It grew, I think, 50% over last year. The quality seems to be going up. I mean, I met Craig Newmark, who started Craigslist, and the CEO of Cable Labs, who's the R&D lab for the cable industry. I just met the guy who invented the backward high jump. And
Dick Fosbury.
Yeah,
he'll be in the studio after you.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of interest. Really, I met one of the Twitter engineers.
Awesome.
You know, which usually don't get to talk to the engineers.
Right.
And really hear how the technology behind the scenes was developed, where the bodies are buried, you know, all the things that went wrong. And then hear where the future of technology from an engineer's point of view is going. And you just we hung out until 4 in the morning,
That's
you know,
awesome.
in the lobby of the inn, right?
So small is better in this case.
Yeah, because there's, you know, with people, there's an opportunity cost. I mean, if I'm talking to you and it's pretty interesting, and then Bill Gates walks by, I'm sorry, we're both going to look at Bill Gates.
Right.
And then if we're talking to Bill Gates and then Bill Clinton walks by, we're both going to look at Bill Clinton and go, hey, you know. And I've been to Davos, and that happens in some places like that. There's too much opportunity cost for sitting down and just having a really in-depth conversation.
And the speakers are great.
Well, the speakers are great, but to me it's not about that. I'm not, you know, you can watch a TED Talk and get a great speech. Right?
True.
To me, it's about being able to one, have your brain challenged a little bit on stage, but then be able to sit down with them and really get in depth, you know, and build a new relationship that matters.
Tonight's the dine around.
Yeah.
That's always so much fun.
I don't know where I'm eating.
You don't?
No,
you go to a couple different places.
My wife has taken me. So, I don't know. We always end up with an interesting group. So I don't even know where we're going.
Excellent. And tomorrow you're going to be on stage with Scott Jordan, who's the CEO
who
of
makes
Scotty
my
Best.
clothes. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
You look great.
Thanks. Well, his thing is it's not about fashion; it's about pockets.
Right.
I mean, I have my iPhone 6 down here in his pants, and he just really optimizes for pockets and comfort rather than looking flashy, right?
It's technology and fashion.
Well, mostly a focus on pockets.
He's the pocket man, they say.
He's the pocket man.
They say he is.
Well, he's building a whole brand around Pocket Man. But, you know, we're going to talk about business, how he found a market, a way to build a successful business in a very crowded market. I mean, clothing is, you're up against so many brands. I mean, I have Nike socks on it, you know, Nike and Adidas and all the different fashion brands, the Gap, Levi's. You're up against some big brands, and why didn't they see this niche of people like me who carry weird cameras around and need to carry 15 memory cards and batteries and, you know, and cords and all that stuff in our pockets.
Right, and please, Robert, tell us about this weird camera.
Well, this is, it's 6 GoPros.
Oh my gosh.
But what it does is let me record 360 degrees. And a lot of the sports photographers are playing with these. They're putting these on helmets of skiers or snowboarders or whatnot. So in Sun Valley, that's a big topic. How do you capture the sport that is all around us in a new way? And you know, we've had GoPros for a few years now where, you know, you put a single GoPro on a skier's helmet, you record that. But now we can show what it really is like to be a skier or a Formula One race car driver. Or in my case, I'm going to take you into you know, a Apple computer and show you what it's like to go into a headquarters of different kinds. Or Oakley is actually more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Is
it?
So, yeah,
why?
something because they're building it looks like the Death Star. Their headquarters looks like the you know, at Rackspace. I work at Rackspace, and our mall is in an old shopping mall, and it's fantastic. It's one of the best headquarters in the world. How do you get that context to people? Well, with a camera like this.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you see the future of this is, though?
Well, the future is just starting. YouTube literally a week ago turned on the ability for us to distribute these new 360-degree videos. On a web page, you scroll around, so you could decide to look at you or look at the camera guy or look at me or look at the sign, whatever you want to do. You know, and if you're watching a skier, you can decide to look down at his feet and see what his feet are doing, or look ahead at the bumps that he's about to ski.
So there's implications for filmmaking, for music videos.
Oh, yeah. I'm working with Roan Bauer, who was on The Voice last season, and he's like, "How do you do a music video of that?" And we're playing around, you know. Take him up on this top of a mountaintop, stick it down, run, get out of the shot, and then he'll record a music video and come back and we'll edit that. So you're just alone on the mountaintop with a musician, right? It lets us do a new kind of film and a new kind of experiential media that just wasn't possible until today. Now, it's going to get really fun in a year or two when we start getting these new Oculus Rifts, or Google invested $500 million in a company called Magic Leap, and Microsoft has a wearable goggle called HoloLens coming out. So there's a bunch of investment going on in the tech industry in these new goggles. If you're wearing one of them, you look around like this, and so you're in this camera, right? And you look around and you can watch this interview from the point of view of this camera, and you can decide to look over there or look over there or look over there, you know, and it is instant. And the guy who sold me this camera took it down the Grand Canyon on a river raft, and instantly I was falling because my mind started compensating for the motion of the boat. Just because you were in a new kind of camera and you could decide to look all around, right? It was really crazy.
And in terms of feature filmmaking, we could talk all day about the possibilities.
That's hard. I went to, it's part of the last 2 months I've been going around to innovators. Like I've met with the futurist at 20th Century Fox, and he showed me the music the music theater of the future.
Yes.
And he says Oculus is going to certainly be something that he's focusing on that as well, because he knows if you buy an Oculus, you're going to want content and you're going to want to watch movies in this Oculus.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But people still want to go to a theater,
right?
And experience movie with other people. So he's built a theater with 3 screens. So you know, one screen up front, same as the traditional movie theater, but then he puts 2 more over here, and he's paying filmmakers to use techniques like this to make make film for these new theaters.
Wow.
And it's remarkable.
Wow.
It's really fun. So there's a whole new, I mean, there's a lot of innovation coming in media.
And where can people see this right now?
YouTube.
On your channel?
Yeah,
on Rackspace.
Well, youtube.com/Scobleizer is where I'm putting it. But Rackspace, we're going to do videos, tour. Anytime it's visual that you want to see 360 degrees. I mean, if I'm just doing an interview, you know, often just seeing your face is great enough. But if you are walking me around Oakley, you know, if the CEO of Oakley is walking me around and introducing me to designers, and you want to see this, it's really great.
I can't wait. When are you going to go to Oakley and do this?
I don't know.
All right. Well, keep us posted.
I just got it. I'm starting. First, you have to learn what are the limitations of this. What are the problems? I mean, there's 6 cameras here. Just making sure that they're all turned on requires a new workflow.
Right,
it's not you turn it on, you see a red light.
We're ready to
no,
go.
There's 6 red lights. And I've already done videos where I didn't get them all on and I wasn't paying attention. So that you really get, in fact, you see I've numbered them now, so I can really go, okay, camera 1's on, camera 2 is on camera, 3 is on camera, 4 is on camera, 5 is on camera, 6 is on, right?
And
that's
I love
a lot
this
of work.
tripod too.
Well, it's a monopod, so I can get it high,
Yes,
so I can
yes.
put I can put you over a crowd. You know, if I go to Coachella,
I saw you some pictures at Scott Jordan's party. Yeah. I didn't know what it was now, but I do now, and we can watch that. We can watch the video from the party, or is that?
And you'll see. Yeah, it's already up on YouTube.
It's already up on YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
So it took and that's the other thing. Editing 6 cameras, you got to use special software to stitch them all together. And it takes, for a 10-minute video, it takes an hour and a half just to stitch them, right? So now you have to have a fairly nice computer. The memory cards, you know, if you filled up your iPhone with video, well, now you got 6 of them.
Right,
So
right.
you got to get,
Well,
you fill up hard
now
drives.
we all want one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, everybody in this room, I'm sure.
Actually, I visited GoPro, and GoPro helped build this camera. They're building a camera for next year that'll be easier for the normal person than this. This is too nerdy for the average person to do. It's too many cameras.
Well, I'll wait till then.
They know when you get an Oculus Rift, you're going to want to watch your home videos on it.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
If you go to Coachella, a music festival or something like that, why are you just recording on your iPhone that way?
Yes.
Why not carry a stick like this and record everything, right?
Well, I'd ask you the question about the buzz phrase for Dent the future, but I think we have the future right here.
Well, that's one future.
Yes.
I mean, there's, you know, over at Dent, they're talking about all sorts of things from medical technology on end, but on clothes, right? You
Clothes.
Know, the future of clothes. What are the future of wearable computers? You know, we're all going to get an Apple Watch. We have a Pebble Watch. You know, that's just the start of that. There's soon going to be. I went to Samsung a couple months ago, and they're working on sensors that are going to sit on your skin and study your body in all sorts of new ways.
Oh my goodness!
And so you're going to get warned, you know, on your watch someday that you're about to have a heart attack. You might think about going to the hospital right now. You know,
oh my goodness.
Stuff like that, right? Might save your life.
Wow!
And it certainly will help you train and get in shape if you're an athlete, right? So
completely.
If you have that aspiration to run a marathon.
And SIDS, that's pretty much the end of it.
Well,
or just with that.
Yeah, certainly it can help with elderly parents.
Yes.
There's already a company called Lively that has already saved a few lives just by putting a sensor on the refrigerator door, so it knows that your parents woke up and got some milk out of the refrigerator, right?
Simple.
If they don't do that, you might give them a call
right,
and say, why didn't you get out of bed this morning?
Right.
And it's already saved a couple lives. And we're at the beginnings of this new Internet of Things revolution, right? There's a whole bunch there's hundreds of startups in this new Internet of Things.
It's beyond
revolution.
Exciting.
Yeah, last night I met a guy who's building actually I met the first employee at Apple, and he's building a home automation stuff. So, you know, whenever you find smart people like that who've been around, they're always thinking about how to use the new technologies that are coming.
And you find them here at Dent.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I've learned so much.
Yeah.
Every time I hear you speak, I learn so much. But thank you for bringing the camera.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
And we'll see how we use it. You know, I'm still trying to figure out, where is this appropriate? Where is a 3-camera studio appropriate? Where is just a single iPhone appropriate?
Well, we'll follow you and check it out.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Lynn Pattnosh with Concierge Q, where travel meets entertainment. We're here with Robert Scoble, and we'll be back shortly with more great interviews from Dent 2015.